Alright, so if you guys recall from my last speech, what I was talking about is how teacher development can help improve STEM education results. And because of research, I've had to kind of zoom out of that a little bit to actually get more in depth in my topic. And so what I've changed now is how teacher development as a whole can improve education systems. And as you've seen in Laura's topic and in Hector's topic, really failing schools all come down to probably one element of teacher preparedness, whether it's learning what specific needs children have or basically just teaching in general. So I think teacher development is a really hot topic in today's world, and I think it needs to be addressed more. And if you recall, my hook last time was talking about if you would trust a surgeon fresh out of medical school with your life, and why we still trust teachers fresh out of college with the future of our children. From what I've researched, most teachers don't go through a professional development program and are basically just thrown into the lines then basically in the classroom without experiencing, identifying different children's needs or, really the rigor of developing a curriculum and implementing that curriculum correctly. And so what I've done in my research is looked at what programs exist out there and sort of why they're not being utilized more. And what it's come down to mostly is, I think, cost efficiency. Schools either don't want to pay, or teachers themselves don't have the money to look out these resources themselves, or to pay for these resources themselves. And also just availability of time. Teachers have already finished school, but they can't go back, and they don't really have the time or the resources to go back. And another shocking statistic I found is that it takes 3 to 4 years for a teacher to actually become effective at their craft. And that's 3 to 4 years that 3 to 4 classes of kids that aren't getting a quality education. And so I thought to myself, what if we can cut that down to 1 year or no years using teacher professional development? And the way I kind of want to look at it is, what I want to do in my paper is show how effective teacher development can be, and implement that and propose teacher development as sort of a requirement, much like a residency in a medical profession, getting them exposed to that classroom environment so they can be ready to take on the challenges of today's classroom. If you recall last time I talked about the Alabama school district and how they implemented one class of teachers that had professional development and the others that didn't. And what they found in their post results from the students is that the students that had professionally developed teachers actually acquired knowledge equivalent to 28 extra days of schooling. And that's 28 extra days that is saved in the school year, saved in taxpayer dollars from the school budget, and overall that's 20 extra days of education that the students are getting. And so where I want to go with this paper to research further is, I have an interview with Dr. Jennifer Schwartz, who's a chemistry professor here, but she's also heavily involved in teacher development. And she actually won last year the Humanities and Science Department Dean's Award for Achievement in Teaching. So she's a really highly acclaimed teacher here. And she's also involved in Mentors in Teaching program, which is part of the CTL. And that helps TAs get more teaching exposure and teaching opportunities so that they can become more effective teachers themselves. And so I had an interview with her, and then I'm also trying to get an interview with the Stanford Teaching Education Program, which is a program here at the Stanford School of Education where teachers from around the country can come and get better at their craft and do those things that I said. Become better acquainted in the classroom, learn effective teaching models, learn how to implement a curriculum. And so what I aim to do in this paper is examine what models work best for teacher development and then propose overall model for teacher development as a part of teacher education in college. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.